Oleg Penkovsky was born on April 23, 1919, in Vladikavkaz, Russia. His father, a former Tsarist officer, was killed in the Russian Civil War, and his mother struggled to make ends meet. Despite these hardships, Penkovsky excelled in his studies and was accepted into the prestigious Frunze Military Academy. His early years were marked by a deep sense of patriotism and a desire to serve his country, which eventually led him to join the Red Army. Penkovsky's career in the military took off during World War II, where he served with distinction and rose through the ranks. By the late 1940s, he had joined the Soviet Military Intelligence Agency, the GRU, and began working on assignments that took him across Europe. Despite his outward success, Penkovsky became increasingly disillusioned with the Soviet regime, particularly under the harsh rule of Joseph Stalin and his successors. In 1960, Penkovsky made his first daring move into the world of espionage. During a diplomatic mission in Ankara, Turkey, he managed to make contact with American and British intelligence officers through a series of carefully orchestrated meetings. Penkovsky was well aware of the risks involved, but his growing dissatisfaction with the Soviet system and his desire to prevent a nuclear confrontation drove him to take action. One of the most significant moments in this operation occurred when Penkovsky passed a note to the British MI6 officer Greville Wynne. The note contained critical information about Soviet missile capabilities and expressed Penkovsky's willingness to collaborate with the West. This initial contact led to a series of clandestine meetings and the exchange of valuable intelligence that would have far-reaching consequences. Penkovsky's intelligence proved invaluable during the Cuban Missile Crisis in October 1962. His detailed reports on Soviet missile installations in Cuba allowed the United States to accurately assess the threat and negotiate a peaceful resolution with the Soviet Union. President John F. Kennedy later credited Penkovsky's information with helping to avoid a catastrophic nuclear war. In 1961, Penkovsky undertook another high-risk espionage operation, codenamed Operation Hero. This mission involved smuggling thousands of photographs of classified Soviet documents out of the country using a miniature camera provided by the CIA. Penkovsky's meticulous preparation and bravery were evident as he navigated the complex web of Soviet security measures to gather this critical intelligence. The documents Penkovsky obtained provided unprecedented insight into the inner workings of the Soviet military-industrial complex. They included detailed plans for new missile systems, production capabilities, and strategic objectives. This information not only enhanced the West's understanding of Soviet military strength, but also allowed them to develop countermeasures and strategic responses. One particularly notable piece of intelligence Penkovsky provided was the detailed specifications of the R-12 and R-14 ballistic missiles. This information was crucial for the United States and its NATO allies, enabling them to assess the true capabilities of the Soviet missile arsenal and adjust their defense strategies accordingly. Despite his remarkable success, Penkovsky's activities did not go unnoticed by the Soviet authorities.